Hi, I'm Dr. Neil Renaud, developmental optometrist at Eagle Eye Performance Vision. Do you know someone who struggles with note-taking? They can't quite keep up, they can't copy the right words, maybe they lose their place when they look back up at the board. This video is for you. So note-taking, this is a very common task in school. It usually increases as you work your way up through each grade and into college. And for some, this is very easy. It's easy for them to take information from the board and transfer it onto their page. For some students, they really struggle with this. They can fall behind. They're not copying the right words. They could struggle to keep up. They could finish writing on their paper and then look up and not sure where they were on the board again. So this video is going to be all about how vision can play a huge role in that and how some students can struggle with their note-taking because of their vision. I'm going to break down all of the important ways that we use our vision for note-taking. And if you enjoy learning about vision, make sure to subscribe to our channel on YouTube, find us on Facebook and Instagram and follow along with us. And let's get started. So let me show you how your vision is put to the test during note-taking. Our first major skill that we need to master with our vision to become a good note-taker is vergence, or eye-teaming ability. We need to make very quick and flexible transitions between near and far when you're note-taking. Think about where your eyes are pointing when you look at the board. Your eyes are straight. When we look at a page up close, our eyes actually turn inward, kind of like crossing your eyes a little bit. We call it convergence, divergence. We need to be very fast, flexible, make fluid inward and outward movements with our eyes, depending on the distance we look. Some people can do that. Some people really, their eyes move very slowly. They slowly expand back out to the board, slowly come in, and then they're starting to fall behind. Another very similar skill is accommodation, or focusing with your eyes. That means it's very similar to a camera that zooms in and zooms out. We need to zoom out to see the board far away, and I'm gathering my information. Now I need to zoom in onto my page and write what I just saw. So we need to turn our eyes outward and relax our focus to see far, and then turn our eyes inward and stimulate focus to make our near vision clear. Now when we get our eyes on the right spot, when we get the board clear and find exactly where to look, then we need to make accurate eye movements across the board, making horizontal movements word to word, keeping our place, gathering that information, and then looking back down at your notes. Bring your visual focus and attention in towards your page and make accurate eye movements across the page again, copying what you were just working on. Now, how do we copy what we just worked on? Well, we need to have visual memory also. That's another huge skill where we need to remember the words, remember the sequence of them, gather meaning so that we can retain a sentence and then start writing that same sentence. If we have poor visual memory, then we may need to look up for every single word, which can really slow things down. Or we may write a couple letters or words and then start forgetting what we were writing. What was I supposed to write? Let me look up again. Oh yeah. And as you're moving along and you keep forgetting what you've seen before, then that's going to interfere with, are you writing the right words and are you writing them quickly enough? Next, note-taking takes a couple other senses in addition to vision. So when I look out far and find the words I need to write, retain them with my visual memory, and then look down to start writing them. Now I've got visual motor integration happening, where I am taking a visual target and turning it into a motor response, trying to emulate what I've seen with my hand. So my eyes and hand, or my visual motor senses, are working together simultaneously. Note-taking usually also includes visual motor auditory integration. So auditory means we're listening to the teacher while taking that visual information and writing. So my eyes are working, my hand is working, my ears are working. They all need to work together to take meaning of what I'm writing and make sure that I'm accurately writing what I want for later on when I'm studying or turning in this assignment. Now another skill is central peripheral integration, which means I am going to look up at the board with my central vision, look on the word that I'm aiming for, and I first find that through my peripheral vision. I find the board, I find where in general I was, and then with my central vision I find the word. And I work my way across the board with my peripheral vision, finding the next word accurately. We can also call this your visual focus and filter, where I need to find key words on the board, focus on those words, and then filter out the useless information. Many students, they can look up and just be overwhelmed with so much information on the board, or they look back down at their notes and there's so much ink on the page, they're starting to have trouble keeping their eyes steady on the task. So we need to constantly focus our eyes and filter out useless information. Filter out what we've already written, what we haven't reached yet, maybe even that noisy classmate next to them, or things going on outside the window. We need to lock in and focus on what's important, filter out visually what's not important. And one final skill that I think is really important for a visual note taker is visual processing speed. So we need to, like how we need to make quick near-far transitions, we need to get our eyes to the target, process quickly, come back down, write quickly. So it's note taking is very fast, especially as you get into college. It's frantic writing. You are reading the board, writing it, reading, writing, reading, writing. We need very fast visual processing speed to keep up with the class. So that's it, and all of these visual skills must be really functional to be a strong note taker. If you're struggling with your vision in any way, then it's going to be hard to be a good note taker and keep up with the class as you progress through school. And note taking is usually a very important way to study, to take meaning from what was talked about in class, to remind yourself as you're studying later, oh yeah, we talked about this, I took notes on it. It's very important, and if vision is in the way, we need to do something about it. So after these problems are found by a developmental optometrist like myself, the good news is all of these visual skills, they can be trained, they can be developed, they can be learned and really improved so that vision is not getting in the way of note taking anymore. So if you're concerned, the next step for you or your child is to be seen by a developmental optometrist, go through a functional visual assessment where we look at how those two eyes function together, how they work together as a team for everything that's essential for our modern visual demands, or in this case, making those near-far transitions for note-taking is huge. Then we can create a plan if there is a problem. The plan is to go through vision therapy. Vision therapy works on the dysfunctional visual skills, trains and practices and we show patients exactly how to use your eyes the right way, and be very goal-oriented with having activities that meet the challenge that the student is struggling with. So if you're struggling with note-taking, we can really work on those skills that are getting in the way, train that brain to control your eyes better and use those eyes more efficiently, and through vision therapy, get caught up so that vision is not in the way. So vision therapy could be a way to help your child or yourself reach your academic potential. And the first step would be to call our office at 616-848-7548 if you live in the West Michigan area. You can find out more information about us at eagleeyevisiontherapy.com. If you're not local here and you want to find a provider near you, make sure to find the right doctor. You can go to covd.org and click Locate a Doctor, where you can find a list of developmental optometrists who are nearby, so that they can really evaluate the right way, find the problems that relate to note taking, and help your child get caught up. And you may see other things improve too, like reading, like sports performance, like coordination. There's so many ways that our vision plays a role in our overall functioning. So make sure to check out our other videos. We have so much more content about vision beyond just note taking. So please, if you also have any questions or comments, throw them in the comment section. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more.